the two main characters begged the Ghost King to punish an evil little girl. She was only 6 years old but had already caused so much trouble that the human world was thrown into chaos. Just then, the Ghost King appeared. Unexpectedly, it was the very little girl they feared. She ordered her ghosts to capture the protagonists and send them to the animal reincarnation path. After completing the task, the little girl was promoted to the ruler of both the human world and the ghost realm. The villain system congratulated her on becoming the most powerful villain of all time, then begged for her help. It turned out the system had detected a world where the villain had fallen in love with the female lead. Unable to win her love, he died of a broken heart. Hearing this, the little girl scolded the villain for being such a love fool. She agreed to go to that world and prevent the plot from collapsing. Soon, she arrived in front of the villain prince's mansion. The guards stopped her from entering, but the little girl took out her bone staff and hit them hard on the legs. The guards immediately cried out in pain. Enraged, they grabbed her. At that moment, the prince returned to his mansion. As he passed by, the little girl poked him and asked why he wasn't kneeling to her. The guards all thought she was doomed. Sure enough, the prince ordered her entire family killed. But the little girl shouted, "Are you going to kill yourself?" It turned out that 7 years ago, the prince had been injured while saving the female lead, but the female lead felt disgusted and pushed him to a passing woman. After one night together, the prince left, and the woman became pregnant with his child. She raised the little girl alone and kept trying to write letters to the prince. However, half a year ago, she fell off a cliff and died. The little girl had no choice but to go to find her father. The steward brought out a portrait for comparison, claiming she looked very much like the prince as a child. But the guards said they had never received any letters from the woman, and the prince still believed it was a scam. Hearing this, the little girl demanded a blood test right away. If their blood mixed together, it would prove they were related. The steward worried the needle would hurt her, but the little girl claimed she wasn't afraid at all. The next second, she cried loudly when pricked. The prince couldn't help laughing at her. However, a maid handed him the needle as well. The prince immediately covered his eyes in fear. The next second, he also yelped in pain. They then leaned in to check the blood in the bowl, and it had really merged together. Everyone bowed respectfully to the girl. Seeing this, she patted the prince's shoulder and said, "Now do you believe I'm your dad?" The prince just smiled and told the guards to bring his sword. The steward immediately yelled for the girl to run, but it was too late. The furious prince picked up a feather duster and chased after her.